Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Love and Light Show, where your special guest, Chrissy is here to help you get into your heart. So I'm so excited. She's a grief counselor and so amazing at everything that she does. I'm so excited for her to share your wisdom. And at the end, when you stay tuned, we're going to do an amazing meditation and visualization to help you get some little breadcrumbs and support along your path. So I encourage you guys to just tune in to let go of the rest of the world so that we can really go into our heart center and really get into our space during this episode. So I'm so excited for that. And the Love and Light Show, if you're unfamiliar, comes to you live every Monday. And now we're starting to add some bonus episodes. So I'm also going to do some Wednesdays throughout. So I'm going to start scheduling things a little bit ahead of time so you guys can know what's happening a little bit ahead of time. So I'm super excited to bring more light workers and healers and coaches and heart center entrepreneurs to you so you can get so much support along your healing journey so that you can get to know all these different tools and tips and strategies and modalities and all these different experiences that will support you on your healing journey so we can all heal and hold space and support and grow each other so that we can heal ourselves, so we can do it for our immediate friends and family, and then spread that love out and out and out and hold space for other people, our coworkers, our community, and make the whole world a better place. So that's my intention with it, for us to be the change we want to see in the world so we can all show up as happy and healthy, fulfilled, amazing human beings. And I'm on the Be Live platform, so as you pop on live, be sure to say hi because we can't see you until you say hi. It's a weird little comment section down there. So be sure to say hi, even if you're watching the replay. I love to engage with you guys after the show as well. Feel free to ask any questions or comments throughout. We love to engage with you guys. And feel free to share it out. Sometimes people ask if it's okay to share things. It's always okay to share the love and light with everyone in your family and your friends. If you feel like anyone needs the message, especially if today where they're going through a hard time, they've experienced loss or grief or just heaviness on their heart, if they need this message, definitely tag them in it so that you can bring a little bit of light into their day. And I'm Laura McPhee. I'm a happiness coach and healer, and now I'm moving into Joyful Goddess. So whenever I just say happiness coach and healer, I get a little inauthenticity kind of thing going on. I've been a happiness coach and healer for a while now, and my next stage in life is Joyful Goddess. So the happiness coach and healer part has been empowering women through self-love and care, and that's going to continue in whatever the universe, God, creator makes my new kind of life look like. I haven't fully been given all the information about that, but I'm so excited to continue empowering women through self-love and care, through really genuinely making time for themselves, making the space for themselves to heal and move forward in their life, empowering women in every way that I can. So I'm so excited to keep doing that. And one of the ways I'm definitely clear on doing that is to do some forgiveness work. So that's been coming up for a lot for me to support people with lately. So on Friday, I'm actually going to do a workshop on that. It'll be 2 hours so you can really dig deep in it. And I'm going to cap it off at 5 people so that I can really hold the space and be in that intimate group with 5 women to really support them on deeply going into the forgiveness work that's coming up for them to do right now. So if that's about themselves and they're beating themselves up and making themselves feel really bad about themselves, or you're regretting things that have happened in the past, or you're just going through that downward spiral of hurting yourself and just not really liking who you are right now, you need to do it for yourself. If you need to do it for others, maybe other people have hurt you and you have some anger or resentment or sadness that's just building up in you, I want you to release that. I'm feeling so strongly called to help people release that, because not forgiving isn't something that you do. It's not that you need to do it for them and that they deserve it and all that stuff. It's for you. Forgiveness is for you so that you can move forward in your life and be free of it, so you can have more joy and happiness and love in your life, and you can bring that peace into your day-to-day life. Because if you're drinking the poison of holding on to this and expecting them to die and them to get hurt by it, it's kind of crazy. Only you is being affected by you continuously hurting yourselves by not letting go of that anger, that resentment, all of that negative energy, because it's going to build this ease in your life. And I don't want that to happen for you. I want you to feel free and alive and just joyful and happy and amazing in your life. So that's what I'm right now so excited to be supporting people with. And if you want some one-on-one attention with that as well, we can talk and get you into a session. So our amazing guest today is Chrissy. She's a spiritual grief coach who loves to help people embrace hope and mend their heart. So Chrissy, I'm so excited for you to be here today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here. And
Yay.
Before we start, I just want to say, your workshop on forgiveness, is so important. If anybody is listening and it sparks something, and they're look into it and listen to that, because forgiveness is really a key to to a lot of healing and leadway to that. And it's such important work. And the Joyful Goddess, like when I saw that yesterday, transitioning to Joyful Goddess, I was like, I felt the higher vibration. I was just, ooh, I can't wait to see what that's all about.
Me too. I'm getting bits and pieces, but I'm like, I've been in such fear around it, and I want to show that, like the whole transitioning thing. Like my ego mind is like, why are you telling people you're transitioning? I'm like, I'm being authentic. I need to be 100% of my truth for the rest of this to come through. And that's what I keep getting, is to share the experience, because I didn't share my experience when I left the corporate world from being an accountant to transitioning to coach, and like what that was like, because it was so scary for me. I was in fear around it, but I was so excited to it. So I was open. I was such an open channel to get everything that I was going to be doing as a happiness coach and healer. I was elated to get that kind of information, to get those downloads. I was like, this is amazing. This is so awesome. Yeah. And now, since around like end of February, beginning of March, I've been getting this, the Joyful Goddess. And I've been in fear of it, because I'm like holding on to my people that I've been helping as a happiness coach and healer, and like didn't want to let them down or let them go. And like all these like fears came up around like, do I have to like change all my marketing? Like I know you from the Sequoia Downtown Wellness Center. I have all my stuff. My signs is happiness coach and healer. All of my expo stuff is happiness coach and healer. So I was living in fear. So I was being tight with that. So I wanted to start opening up and sharing a lot more vulnerably around what I'm doing and how I'm transitioning, especially to other entrepreneurs who are just wanting to start. Like other people are kind of seeing that and being like, it's okay to not really know what all of this is yet, and to just start trusting and to start being in that surrendered and faith mode where you're just like being who you are authentically and seeing how that's going to play out. So I'm really excited.
I'm really excited too. And I'm glad you took the time to explain that, because it parallels our topic today. That fear that you're talking about and how you explained it is from the outside in.
Yes.
Right? So you authentically talking about this transition to Joyful Goddess and the vulnerability of it and the moving into it, that is how living from the inside out feels like.
Yes.
So it's a completely, perfect example of what we're talking about today, a real life.
And I love that. And it's amazing, because every time you take that big step, like I've done all Brene Brown works. Like I love her just on so many levels. So when she talks about like being vulnerable, and like afterwards you're like, oh my God, I was just like that vulnerable. Like on the weekend, I posted a post about like how I had a lot of shame around sex. And I was like nervous as I was writing it, but it was like 2% nervous. And like people in my family can read this, and maybe I should start making an account where like people in my family can't read everything. But like certain people, like my mom and stuff, like I'm close with some people in my family, but I'm like, my brothers are going to read this. So like I haven't talked about sex like to my brothers. So I'm like, that vulnerability of like, I'm being this, but like the other 98% was like, you need to do this. People need to hear it. People like, there's someone out there who needs to see this right now, and you're going to help them. So the knowing supported me, but trusting that knowing takes a while to like build and for like other people as well. So I just want to show that a lot more to the people in the world, to like give them space and an example that you can lead your authentic life, be in integrity, be in your authenticity, and it's fully supported, which is awesome. And then I was having the most amazing day after I shared that. And I'm like, I keep forgetting that when I up level, it's like new levels of bliss and like excitement and joy and like freedom. Like I was walking around being like, yeah, it's the best day, and like openness of this. And it's like, I got that when I started doing this like over a year and a half ago. And I was like, there's more. Holy crap. So the next time I'm in resistance and fear and numbing out because I'm scared and being terrified and trying to hold on to that little bit of control freak, I'm going to let go and be like, remember how fucking awesome it is to up level and how much more joy and like the elevation of it all is. It's just like incredible. So that's what I wanted to like
up level, that up level you're talking about. That's you living your heart. Like that's exactly what that is. And it does bring bliss. And before it, always fear, resistance shows up. It shows up because we're so used to living in our minds that our minds pop in and say, wait a minute, what are you doing? This is different. This is not what we're used to. And, I'm not owning this. This is coming from somewhere else. So it's a beautiful example and that you're living in a heart like that. And for me, it wasn't always like that. I was taught to be on the outside in, which most people are. Always thinking about what others think, or how others wanted me to behave, like my parents, like how did they want me to behave? My teachers, how did they want me to behave in school? I had a job, how my boss wanted me to behave. So everything that I did was, okay, like what does this person want of me? And I started living a very unhappy life at, I'd say, about 12 years old. It did start with the loss of my grandfather. No one really told me to deal with it. So all of a sudden, this best friend that I had, my grandfather, was gone. And I'm 12 years old, and my family didn't really expose kids to funerals and death and all that, because it was like, a kid needs to be a kid, and that's an adult thing to do. So let's shelter them from that. So it never really got talked about. And then a few months later, that was in May, I believe, and then at the end of the school year, my mom says, you're going to a different school in September, because you live in a bilingual province, you're going to go with your friend, and you have good grades, you can handle it. But none of your friends are going. So 12 years old or 11, or however I was, that's your life. Like, that's who you are. Your identity is your friend. So I didn't know how to be, so I resisted that with arguing it, and it wasn't up for discussion. As a parent, it was a very good decision, and I agree, right? Like, but they didn't know what was going on in my inside world, right?
Right.
So I listened to them and just, hid in my, didn't talk about it, right? So then I went to school in September, and I made friends. I make friends very easily, but I wasn't happy because all the stuff was stirring me. It was grief. It was loss of my grandfather, loss of my friend. I didn't know how to deal with it, and I was looking for the outside to fix it.
Yeah.
Nobody was telling me how to fix it. Nobody was helping me. So I did deal with it. So I actually turned to alcohol at a very early age, at 12. And I started numbing that hurt, and it felt better.
Yeah.
And then it went on, like the drugs came in. And so from 12 to, I'd say, 22, the numbing period with substance. And I really hit a low around 16 years old, and really contemplated leaving this world by choice. And I got through it. Something just, I was in my room. I was in my room.
Yeah.
Journaling how I was going to do it. I was making a plan. And then that voice I heard, go get a paint. And my dad painted on the side to help corporate companies, like paint corporate companies and stuff. So there was always paint around. So I went and got it, and I opened it. It was white, and then I stuck my hands in it, and I started putting handprints on my wall. So it was just this, really loud, subtle voice telling me what to do to get through this. I didn't stop the alcohol and drugs right away, but I didn't kill myself either. I stayed, right? I decided to stay.
Good job.
And then toward early 20s, it switched from substance abuse to workaholism. So I went to university in the 20s. I worked 40 hours a week and took 6 courses.
Oh, wow.
So I buried myself in work, and then became a chartered accountant, and then the workaholism continued. So my entire life was about numbing, right? It was about, because I always looked to the outside for someone to make me happy, for someone to fix what was going on inside, and it never, ever happened.
Yep.
And then at 34 years old, I'm happily married. I'm climbing the corporate ladder, so I have the job I want, and it's going really well. And I have the vehicle I want, and your list, like, it's done. But yet on the inside, I'm like still completely like dead, like robot mode, just going through emotions, not really enjoying life. But I have everything I want. And then we got pregnant, and it was such a surprise, and we were so happy. because we had been trying for about 4 years. And so we didn't think we were going to have any. And it was the best pregnancy. It was just so joyful and happy. And 8.5 months in, I woke up one day and I was kind of uncomfortable. So we decided to go in. And like, as we drove closer to the hospital, I started watching everything from above. Like I kind of came out of my body and I was looking down, and I saw us going through the motions, parking the truck, walking up to labor and delivery, and just taking our time, talking to the nurses. And when I got hooked up, they couldn't find the heartbeat, so they got the doctor, and then they got the fetal specialist to wheel in the machine, and I mean, I knew what was happening. And then when the fetal specialist turned to me and she said, "I'm sorry," like just those words, even now, like when anybody says them, my whole body just goes, you know, like there was dead silence in the air, and we had lost our baby at full term.
Yeah.
And it was devastating, and our whole life crumbled. It was like a dark that I had never known, and it was worse than, 16 years old. If sitting there saying I got to leave this world, like it's different. I mean, I wouldn't say it's worse. I would say it's different. I didn't know how to handle it, but something switched, like something flipped that said, just follow your heart. Like I just looked at my husband. I'm like, we're hitting this head on. Like we're not walking away from this. Please, like, don't leave me. In a sense, like not talking divorce, but like, let's not get distance over this. Yeah, stay here with me. Stay here with me. And like from that moment, it's like this 34 years of living, the way of living disappeared. It was like, this is what I need to grieve. This is what I need to do. And that's kind of how it started. Like an example that keeps popping in my mind too is like my mother, who is a loving mother, is just like, I want to take care of you and take this hurt from you, right? Like any mother would.
Yes.
Says to me, do you want me to go home and take everything out of the nursery? Because everything was done, right? Like I was full term waiting for this baby, and I said, no, I need to do it. Like that was the first like defining statement of like, no, this is what I need. I didn't listen to what she told me I needed, which I would have. Right. So it was like this defining moment. As I share my story, my throat chakra is just getting very dry.
Yep, I've experienced that before.
So this was like a whole new way of living. It was, but I didn't really realize it at the time, right? Because I was so in this dark space, and nothing existed except for my hurt inside, right? Like it hurt so bad that it drew me inward. It was like, you need to pay attention to what's going on in here, not out there. So that's how like I got to this passion of living from the heart, so from the inside out. And that's what I did through my grieving journey. Like if I woke up and like this tiny whisper would say, pick up a pen and paper, and I would just, I wrote pages and pages and pages. And I was just like, wow, that felt good. And I wonder where that whisper came from, right? And kind of like yours at the beginning of the story, when we were talking about like the joyful goddess, right? You said something told you had to post that video yesterday. Like, you heard that. Like that intuition, that soft voice, it's there with it, in anybody. And you don't have to have.
Oh, you broke up a little bit. I can't hear you anymore. If you can hear me, you might want to pop out and then pop back in.
Me?
Yeah, you're getting a little bit frozen. I lost you for a sec. So do you want to like pop out and then pop back in? That might help the connection a little bit. Okay. Sorry, guys. She'll be back momentarily to give you all the amazingness that we're going to talk about today. And if everyone who feels called to wants to share anything about their journeys or anything about how they've listened to that little voice, how they're living from the inside now, how they're living from the heart, even if you're watching the replay, I'd love for you guys to share that too. So I'm just saying that anyone who's catching the replay or who feels called to share how they're living from their heart or how that transitioned for them, I'm encouraging them to do that. I love hearing stories about people.
I would love that too.
Yeah. So sorry, you cut off a little bit. Yeah, you sound way clear now. So that's good.
Awesome. I wasn't sure where I was, so we could, you can prompt me or whatever's coming up. We can. Do
you want to start telling people how they can live from that inside place, what that means to let go of that like heaviness of their heart?
I think that's actually where I was going.
Perfect. So, we're on the same wavelength.
Like I said, yeah. So, yeah, it's because you don't have to have this catalyst loss, like this devastating loss to hear your heart, right? Like it's always speaking to you. Yeah. So if I were to tell people how to start listening to that is, you know, like it does kind of appear like a thought, like this is how my heart speaks to me. Like it kind of appears to me as a thought, but it's not my normal thought pattern, right? So if you think about it, our thoughts really repeat all day. Like our normal mind thoughts, like your to-do list. Oh, I got to get groceries. And this is what I need to get. This is what I need to do next in my job. And you have this like what I call the do list that our mind is like constantly running our worries. It's running our fears. It's running our to-do list. And then all of a sudden you have this like random thought. Like you could be driving down the road and you see a park and go, you know, you have this thought of, oh, it'd be nice to, you know, walk through there. Well, why not pull over and take a short walk? Right?
Exactly.
What will that bring, or what shift would that bring in your day? Or like I said, when I was grieving, was like I heard quite often, you know, go to the table with paper and pen. I didn't know what I was going to write, but I listened, right? Yeah. I'm a mother of 2 toddlers. So it's very easy to get caught up in the toddler chaos, the outside world, right? So very often, like, especially when they have like temper tantrums, you know, you want to control it, you want to stop it. And then my mind will pop in and say, take a step back, a deep breath. And then, so it's like I listen to that because that's not a normal thought when a toddler's having a tantrum, right?
Exactly.
Okay, I have to take that deep breath. And coming to breath to be your most, it's your best friend. And it's free.
Yep.
Like you just take that deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth, and it's just like a reset button. You know, I always think of that easy button from Staples.
Yes.
You know, like your breath is your easy button to start switching things and bringing your breath down. A lot when we spend our day up here, you notice your breath is short, or you actually are forgetting to breathe.
Yep.
But if you bring your breath down to like your spine, your belly, and breathe there, it's a whole different world.
So true. And I get that. Like when I was in corporate, I can totally relate to a lot of your story and like workaholing and numbing out and like always being busy and needing to satisfy the outside. Because if I don't satisfy the outside, blah, 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 all these things in my head. And I had a reminder when I started learning about spirituality and learning about all these things that can help and support mental health. I put a reminder on my Google or on my Outlook calendar. Now I have it on my Google calendar when I want to integrate new things of inhale, peace, exhale, love. Just taking that really deep breath and having that reminder every hour, half hour, depending on how busy and stressful my day was going to be like, I can take 1 second and take a deep breath. And it helped. Little things over time help in amazing, huge ways.
Yeah. And the same thing when you're grieving, like those overwhelming like waves of grief that come, you know, you breathe in through your nose and you breathe that wave out. You don't need to stay in it. And it's not that it's going to disappear in one breath, but stay with your breath and visualize it moving through you and out. I just intuitively did that when I was grieving and didn't really know what I was doing. But looking back, like emotions are simply waves of information, right? So a breath will help it go, will help it move. And emotion doesn't have to be overwhelming. it can feel that at first because we're not used to feeling, right? Because if you live from the outside in, you're not really feeling. You know, from the inside out, it's going to feel weird at first because we don't spend a whole lot of time in there.
So true.
The breath can be, if anybody were to take something from this call, would be to, you know, connect to that breath and familiarize with your breath and to bring it down.
Yes, so true. So everyone right now, to get the actual experience, take a deep, deep breath. I would love to do that. And if you need to keep breathing, you can keep breathing. Just enjoy the experience. So how do you help people ensure that they're not getting in that outside world over and over, that they can...
Disappeared again, Laura.
Oh no, this isn't good. Here, maybe I'll pop... Can you hear me now? Is that clearer?
There. You totally disappeared. You're back.
Okay, cool. I did pop out on purpose because when you're like, I can't hear you, then that's the thing. And we have 3 viewers watching right now. So if you want to say hi and let us know how we both sound, sometimes the technology and stuff is interesting. So if you let us know that we both sound good, that would be super, super helpful. So any of the 3 people, just give us like a thumbs up. Like I can't see when you give like the hearts and stuff until we go back after. But if you put in the comments like a thumbs up or put in the comments all good or something like that, that would be super helpful. So I'd appreciate that. So how do you help people, which, oh no, now she's being lost. Okay, when this happens, sometimes I need to do theta healing downloads, so maybe this is the universe saying to do that. So if you guys want to clear any and all negative junk, energy, emotion, everything that's no longer serving you in your body and in your heart space, if you want to release and let go of that completely on all levels, you can say yes now and we'll just release that safely. And heal and release the trauma, soul trauma, frozen energy, and shock around that. We'll break and cut any and all cords, contracts, resistance, obligations, vows, promises, and negative energy that was holding you to those. So you can release those negative attachments, release those toxic attachments in your life, and show you that you can do that completely safely on all levels. And we'll resolve it on a history level and show you through God, creator, source energy, whoever your higher power is, that you can release that it's safe and that it's time and that it's your birthright to release all of that negative energy from now. And if you would like that download, you can say yes. Sometimes when the technology acts up, I know that it's time to do some energetic clearing too, because it's like a lot of stuff that people will need who are live or on the replay. So I kind of just tapped into their energy a bit to let go of that. And then we'll also align you through your higher power, be that God, creator, source energy, universe, to new harmony and balance in your life, to tools, to coping mechanisms, to support systems, to resources that will help you become in alignment, help you find the ground beneath you, help you to clear any future emotions that come up, clear any future overwhelm or panic attacks or anxiety that comes up for you, that you can move forward in inspired action and listen to that voice, to know how to connect to your gut, to your signs, to your intuition, and that you know what that looks like and feels like, and who you are as a person, breaking the identity as someone who's overwhelmed, who's experienced extreme tragedy. Break that negative attachment that you have so you can move forward and be truly aligned through your higher power of the person that you are authentically, so that you can experience more and more peace, more and more joy, happiness, connection, and love in your life. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And then we'll integrate all those changes. So that wraps up the healing. I can also offer you guys a general healing for whatever else is ready to be healed in your body right now and fill you up with your higher powers, unconditional love, compassion, joy, and happiness. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And then you can just take a couple deep cleansing breaths. And check into your body, see how you're feeling. If you want to share how those downloads helped you, how that made you feel, if you feel any differences. Lots of people feel energy moving, so sometimes people feel it in their hands. I usually get like a lot of head stuff or neck stuff. So if you want to share that, I encourage you to do so too. So we do have little eyes so you can see us. That's awesome. And yes, for the downloads. So that's wonderful. And we have 5 people now. So I'm going to say that people can see us both and that the connection is good now if we have 5 people live. So that's awesome. So I know the universe is like, let's see how they can be calm during this technical thing that BeLive's doing. So did you have a place that you wanted to keep going from, or do you want to move forward?
I think we can gift them with the meditation if you like, unless you had any questions that had come up. I feel the technical difficulties, they always happen for a reason.
Definitely.
And it's very much parallel difficult times. So again, how do we deal with that, right?
Yes, definitely.
So it's all perfect.
For sure. Like, just breathe, let go of it, stay grounded in it, don't freak out, stay present, do what your guides are telling you. So when I'm like, oh yeah, when this happens, we do theta healing.
And reset and it's just and those people needed those downloads, and maybe that wouldn't have come up for you if we didn't have so many technical difficulties, right? So
exactly.
It's I do love the way the universe works, as frustrating as it may be sometimes.
Yep.
There is beauty in it. There really is.
Definitely. I completely agree with that. Okay, so you guys, we're going to go through this incredible meditation and visualization to support you. So I encourage you to stop what you're doing right now. You can really just focus for a couple minutes of your day to really bring you this incredible insight that we're going to offer you through this wonderful meditation. So you can take it away. I'm so excited.
Awesome. So if you guys want to get comfortable, uncross your arms and your legs if you can. And you can have your arms facing up to be more receptive, or facing down to be, more grounded. And I invite you to close your eyes and start to connect to your breath. So notice your in-breath and your out-breath. And begin to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And lower your breath down to your belly. So breathe in through your nose and your belly expands. And out through your mouth, the belly contracts. In through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose. And as you breathe out, release any tension. And bring the shoulders up and over, and continue breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and find your rhythm with it. And then as you take your next deep breath in, and as you breathe out, bring your breath down to your body, down to your legs, through your feet, and visualize roots coming from your feet into the floor. And then bringing your breath back up to your body. And bring your attention to your heart space. Keep breathing in your belly, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Your attention is on your heart. And you're standing in front of your heart, and there's a door. And you open the door. And you take your steps in, and as you enter the door, you're in your favorite spot. The spot that allows you to breathe deeper, allows you to feel grounded and safe, and completely relaxed. You're fully present in this space. And as you take a seat in this space, this box, you notice it sitting beside you. You pick it up and you place an intention in your heart. An intention of, what is my next step? How do I heal this? How do I get through this? What is, the next breadcrumb to follow to where I want to get? Where is it I want to get? Whatever comes up for you, your intention on your heart, the answers or the insights are inside this box. You to decide on your intention and take a deep breath in and out and open the box. And inside this box, things float out. It could be words, colors, sounds, animals, anything. Just allow what comes up to come out without judgment, but take note of it. Notice, observe. It could be feelings in your body. Pay attention. Notice what's going on. And if nothing appears, it's okay. Take a deep breath in and out. I allow insights to come. I invite insights to come. I ask for insights. And notice, like I said, it could be anything. Words, colors, animals, people, books. It could come in forms of thoughts. What is popping up for you right now? Notice, observe. Take a deep breath in and out. And as you see or hear or feel all these insights, take them and place them into your heart. One by one, place them there and seal them with a deep breath. And know that they're at any time that you need them. And ask for them. Ask your guides to show them to you clearly. And then you take those steps, and every day that you want to see those steps, you can say this prayer. God, angels, spirit guides, family and friends who love me and all that is good. Show me my next step. Give me the courage to get through this. And I open my heart to receive your love, your guidance, your support, my eyes to see it, my ears to hear it, and I ask for the courage to follow it. Thank you. And now with everything sealed in, with gratitude, you stand up, you thank your space, you thank yourself, you thank the insights, and you walk back out that door, and you take a deep breath in and out. And one more in and out. And you can come back into the room when you are ready.
Thank you. I really enjoyed that. Definitely share your experiences, guys. If you guys feel comfortable sharing and want to let us know what insights you got, how you felt that. I felt at the first called to go like this and like put my palms up, and I usually do that in meditation to receive more, but then I had that like little bit of fear of being like, I don't want to get too much on live and like have people experience anything that I'm currently going through when I'm live. So I put down. And then when we were doing the box, because I'm like, I am ready for more, I'm ready to lean into more, I did put my palms back up again to receive more. And then I got so much more going on in my like third eye and so much more little insights and stuff. So I thought that that was interesting, that even in a call where we're trusting our heart and setting the intention to go in our heart, that's definitely been a theme throughout my journey where I've lived in my head. And when I was in the corporate world, I was constantly in my head and didn't check into my heart ever. So it's very interesting to live and have that intention and continuously to let that be okay, that I still go in my head sometimes, and that that's perfectly natural and normal, and it does do things to save me. It's important to be like aware of like the outside world and any like dangers. It has its purpose and it has supported me and served me in my life, but then to just continuously soften and go inside and let the heart lead and be okay with that and showing up in the world in that way. So I love that that kind of came through for me.
Awesome. And can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yep.
Okay. Because like the outside world does serve us, right? But it's seeing it from the inside out. Because the outside world mirrors us. It speaks to us. Our guides, our angels, or whatever label you want to put on it, or the magic of the universe, however you want to label it, it speaks to us from the outside world.
Definitely.
But we need to process it from the inside out. Because we all see it differently. Yeah. And that prayer I stuck in there, that just kind of, it's one that I use often in different ways, but it popped up. So I was like, you know what, someone needs this today. So we're going to stick this here.
I love that. And one thing that I really enjoy is those intention setting practices. So definitely do the prayer if you feel called to the prayer. I know that some people have like God junk and like religion junk. So if you don't want to call it a prayer, set an intention for that. Ask for that. Ask the universe, God, creator, your higher beings, whatever you want for support in how you can live your life today through peace, through joy, through love, and see what comes through when you ask those questions and tune inward. That's really amazing to see how you can be fully supported and how much more comes through when you ask, because that love is always there. It's always around us. We're unconditionally loved by our higher powers. So it's just amazing to allow that love in, because we've created as humans all these blocks and barriers saying it's not safe. We need to protect our heart. We need to do all these different things, which at the time our subconscious was trying to keep us safe. It was not a malicious intention that our own body was going against us to do these things. It's just that we're aware of it and that we can soften, that we can let go of these barriers and these boundaries and all these things that are holding us back or keeping us in our head, that we can let that love in. We can let all of that magic into our lives, all that support. So I encourage you guys to do that too. So how can people connect with you after we end the show? How can they find you on the internet? How can they get...
They can find me at chrissyann.com.
Awesome.
Also, Chrissy Ann Hollis on Facebook or Instagram, the same tag. And I'm in Moncton, New Brunswick. I actually have an office, but all my services are virtual or in person. And so I'm in Moncton. I'm at Sequoia on Highfield. There we share a home.
Yes. She's in my old office, guys. I was like, yay. I'm like, it has such good energy. I'm like, you're going to do great things in here.
Yeah, I love it here. And in the fall, I'm going to come out with a lot of exciting stuff. So some groups online, in person, weekends, stuff like that. So I'm really excited for what's coming. So if you want to connect with me somehow on social media, Facebook, Instagram, or I also have 3 Steps to Healing on my website. So you can download that, and then you can get newsletters if you choose. You can unsubscribe anytime. There's no commitment there. But you will get like first dibs at what's coming up. And I do offer free 15-minute sessions as well if anybody's kind of, is this for me, not for me, or just need to talk for 15 minutes.
Nice. I love that. And can you put some of that in the comments below so that it's super convenient for them to just click?
I love.
Awesome. Sounds good. And we also did get Susanna hearts, or I guess clap. I'm clapping and saying hearts. I'm all about the love, guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, Chrissy Ann, for sharing all this amazing heart-opening work that you're doing and showing up in the world to be that light who's helping people through tough times and to go inward and soften and do this amazingness. And thank you guys all for showing up. Again, I encourage you guys to comment, to share with us how you're doing. Even if you want to send us a personal message, if this connected with you in some way, if you're feeling called to it, definitely reach out to us. You're never alone, and we never want you to feel alone. There's so much love out there, and we're here to love and support you in any way that we can. So I encourage you to do that. And also I encourage you to make the Love and Light show a weekly habit in your life. So, we lost Chrissy again. So I do it every Monday at 1 Atlantic, 12 Eastern. So that's going to remain consistent, but I'm also adding for you guys a lot more extra guests because I'm being shown so many amazing light workers and healers and amazing people. And when I connect with them, it's like, oh, they need to be on the show. That message is going to connect someone to who they need for their next step. So I'm adding Wednesdays for right now. I'm adding some people on Wednesdays, every once in a while on Fridays. So be sure to like keep your eye out on my personal profile. That's where we're going to have them scheduled so that you'll know about an hour beforehand before the calls go live who it is. And also on my business page, I'm going to start just scheduling and posting some of the posts a little bit further advanced as well. So that if you're like, ooh, who would that be? Would I like want to connect with this person? Does this one really like stand out for me? Then you can kind of mark it in your calendar a little bit ahead of time, especially if you want to join live so you can ask questions to these amazing people as they're coming through. And we got Chrissy back, yay! And then we got little hearts, so thank you. And thank you, Allison. I hope you guys have an amazing week. And I'm sending you guys lots of love and light. Bye.